Oh, good idea. We're behind the curve. The table's all dirty. All right.
Well,
hey, you know what? It's a working shop. We're fully operational here. And hi, Chris. How are you?
Hey, Matt. I'm good, except they don't have a fun shirt.
Sorry, I didn't tell you it was going to be a Christmas episode of Guitar Chat with Chris and Matt. This hat you might get.
Chris is going to take some balls to the face.
Hey, maybe. So anyway, yeah. Okay. Well, yeah.
There you go. Perfect.
There you go. Perfect.
Maybe like a man bun.
Yeah, I dig it.
There you go.
So, what do you think of my new Christmas sweater?
Well, I'm so stupid, and it's been so long since I saw that film. Let me guess. This is from Christmas Story, right?
Great Christmas movie. Yeah, that's
Christmas
right.
Yeah, with the compass and the stock and the thing which tells time.
Which tells time. That's right.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, I got my Christmas hat. I got my Christmas sweatshirt. I got Chris to my left, your right, and we're ready to have a Christmas Christmassy episode of the Thursday Guitar Chat with Chris and Matt. And but like we always do, what have you been up to, sir?
Well, this was the first week back to not students and not guests.
That's right.
In what seemed like forever. So it's been fairly low key.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten a lot done. I've got a lot of assemblies done.
You took
Monday off. Yeah, I had to.
Yeah,
because I was here up until that point for I think almost two weeks full straight on, which for me is a lot. And I was so fried, I didn't even realize how fried I was until Monday, and I went, "Oh, this is nice."
Yeah.
So I took came in refreshed, invigorated, ready to go.
We just got a super chat from Brian Duncan, who says, "Merry Christmas to all of the toasters and ad free." Thank you so much, Brian. Is Brian going to be joining us for the Christmas lunch tomorrow?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the witty banter is that we'll keep him posted, and he's gonna, he asked us to keep him posted.
Oh, because we're going to post chicken. Okay, yeah, cool.
But yeah.
Well,
that's the plan. Crinman lunch tomorrow.
We normally do that around this time of the year. Every year we go to Christmas lunch, and that's fun.
And eat Christmas.
Yeah, I'm not going to wear my sweater tomorrow. My die-hard Christmas sweater.
Best call in the world.
Probably not the best call in the world.
Who had the?
Joy told me I'm not to wear this out. Yeah, but and it's probably fair.
Yeah. Who had the? I think it was Mac had the Nakamura Christmas party.
He did. Yeah, he did. That's right.
Which was pretty funny.
Yeah,
it would have been funnier if I saw it early in the evening and not at the end. Yeah. Although it was his own fault because he was all covered up.
Not my fault.
Yeah, It's like the time I had a shirt on and everybody thought it was a picture of Hitler.
What was it? A pic? What was it?
It was Al Swearingen from the show Deadwood.
Oh,
who looks nothing like, unless you have a flannel on over the top, and then maybe a hairline or something. Maybe like that. I don't know. Is that Hitler?
Some people are saying how much they like my shirt. Lefty says it's a Sunday going to meeting sweatshirt. Jay likes it. Dan says Joy is not a Die Hard fan. I actually forced Joy to watch the Christmas movie Die Hard a few years ago, and it's a kind of a silly movie, but yeah.
So the local TV station has the greatest Christmas movie of all time by votes. Every year they do it. And so this year I went back and I looked at all the brackets and all the movies, and they start with what finished number one last year and what finished. I think they had 32 or 40 or something. I forget how many. But anyway, there was some real garbage in there.
Such as?
Some of them I haven't even heard of.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, so Christmas movie.
What was your favorite? Did you like, holy shit, it's Christmas? Was that the Alvin? That's a
song.
Alvin song or something?
Well,
yeah.
it's a takeoff of that. Yeah, that is one of my favorite Christmas songs. Yeah, Red Peters.
Okay.
Yeah, holy shit, it's Christmas. Yeah.
Okay.
Look it up. It's hilarious.
It's a real song. Yeah,
it is a real song, and it's really funny. But I mean, Frosty the Snowman, and maybe there's a Frosty the Snowman movie, but it looked like the claymation thing to me, or the cartoon thing to me, and I'm like, how can that beat out anything? It's not a movie. It's a TV show.
Yeah, it's a TV show.
You know, whatever. Spoiler alert: Christmas Vacation one.
Okay, that's a good show.
Year,
that's a good one too. That's one of my least favorite vacations, but it's a good Christmas movie.
You know, I've seen it so many times, and it's such a tradition that the first time I saw it, I thought it was awesome. So yeah.
Joey Dano guitars.
Lethal Weapon was not in any of it. And if Die Hard's a Christmas movie, Lethal Weapon's absolutely a Christmas movie.
I want to say that there's a bunch of Christmas songs in Lethal Weapon,
the big battle at the end happens on Christmas Day.
And
Darlene Love is in it.
That's right.
The one true and holy Queen of Christmas. Yes. Fight me.
I'm not going to fight anybody about that. Joey Dano.
Not about that. Just fight me.
Doug Santaniello, aka Joey Dano Guitar, sent us a super chat and says, "Looks like the Grinch hat, ad free. Brian made me do it. Thank you so much, Doug. Hey, should we show off Doug's guitar? I mean, I already said it. We might as well say. I'm sure Doug's seen it, but it's ready for clear, right?
Yeah. Let's show
Paul Hall wants to know, hey, I forgot the Toys for Tots thing. Can I super chat you a few bucks for them? Paul, don't do that because here's what happens. Every time you send a super chat of like $1, YouTube takes like, I don't know, 30-40% of it. Yeah. So
that's a nice round number.
So if you want to, you can bring Toys for Tots next year, or you can donate to a Toys for Tot thing near where you are. That'd be the best way, right?
Yeah.
So you could donate this hat.
I have pictures, and I haven't posted them yet because I'm kind of waiting until we get a little closer. But I have pictures of all the toys that we donated. It was a literal truckload.
I don't know if you know this, but Greg sent us a video of the toys being distributed.
That's awesome.
This year, and that was a really cool thing. It was at a church, and like the kids who go to that church could like wrap the present. They had like a wrapping party, and they wrapped them up.
Yeah, that's really
and then
cool.
And I don't know what they like, how the kids came and like got them or what they did, but so like a lot of the kids from the church wrapped them up, and so it was a really neat thing. Anyway, Doug, check this out. This Mike learned. So how did he do this? He took a picture and then
I think, yeah.
So this is a hand painted thing. So this is Doug's gold top, Les Paul style instrument because he really likes Neil Young, and so it's got a P90 in the neck and a Firebird pickup in the bridge. It's getting a Bigsby trem. This one was built. We built this one in conjunction with our latest Les Paul workshop, and then Doug sent it off to Mike Learn, our buddy Mike Learn, and had him paint this picture of that's Doug's brother, and all the text is songs that Doug's brother wrote or worked on or got published or whatever. I don't know the whole story.
Yeah, we don't know the whole story,
and maybe Doug will tell us a little bit about it. And so then Mike brought it back to us. We're going to shoot clear over it and put it together and
going
ship
to go
it
to,
I don't know.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Doug's brother's son, Doug's nephew.
Oh, cool.
I think.
Okay. Very
Tell
cool.
me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, and Doug, let us know.
Is that the guy that lives here in town?
Oh, I don't know.
So, yeah.
Super cool.
If so.
This is a really, really nice. Well, first of all, it's a nice guitar, but second, it's a neat tribute to, I guess that would be Doug's brother, Doug's nephew's dad.
Yeah, that's Doug's older brother, judging by the date.
So yeah, it looks like he passed away in 2018. So this is a really cool tribute to him. Yeah. And yeah, so that's super cool, Doug.
I thought it was one of the guys from Alabama at first, and then I saw the name.
Well, I mean, that was the style back then, right?
So yeah, I'm not knocking.
No, that's just the way it was.
That or the dude. I just thought he looked like a guy from Alabama. Alabama, one of the most successful country groups ever. Tons of crossover hits.
Yeah. Glorified G says Fast Times at Ridgemont High has a Christmas scene. It does. Joy says Joy is a diehard fan. The sweatshirt, meh. Paul says, thanks, guys. I'll double up when I come in August. That would be a cool thing to do. Sean's saying that's cool. And Joy's saying hi to everybody. Lefty says that's painted. Wow. Yeah. So Mike is pretty remarkable what he can do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Doug says that's going to his nephew who lives in Tampa, Florida, and is a professional musician. That's cool.
Different nephew.
Okay. Yeah. Paul sent us a super chat anyway, and he says, here's to ad free and remind me to double up next August when Brian can make me do it. Brian will make you do it. He'll make you buy toys.
Brian will hold you down.
Yeah.
While he takes your wallet for toys.
Absolutely. So, well, Chris, let's talk about, Christmas is right around the corner. Mm-hmm. And I shut the computer off and powered it back up again, updated everything. There's nobody else in here working. So hopefully we won't lose the internet again.
Yeah. Several people asked me, well, what happened?
I don't know.
And I said, internet went down and we looked at the clock and went, that's good enough. Because really reloading and
getting everybody back.
It's a total hassle. And so, honestly, I think Doc broke the internet.
Clearly,
as soon as he got up here, started stuttering and stopping, and it got ugly.
And the internet went out too.
Yeah, the Canadian curse. I think. Yeah.
Well, so all right. So let's talk a little bit about we got a bunch of stuff we want to talk about tonight, but let's talk about Chris. I want to know what you hope to get for Christmas. I want to know what you guys watching at home hope to get for Christmas, and I'm going to tell you what I want for Christmas too. But first, Chris. What do you hope to get for Christmas?
I don't really want anything for Christmas.
You don't want world peas or anything like that?
No, I don't like peas.
Okay.
No, what do I want? A calm day.
Okay. You'll probably get that.
Yeah.
Hey, 3J Music is here. Oh, I kind of hold on before I tell you what I want.
Video.
That's right. He sent us a super chat and said, doing a family thing tonight, so I'll have to catch the replay, but I wanted to stop in and thank you guys for another amazing guitar and say happy holidays to everybody. Thank you so much, man. So I don't know if anybody knows this, but I sent out an email to everybody on our email list and said, hey, go check out 3J Music's video.
Oh, cool.
And so I'm hoping that he gets some new subs and gets some new watchers and stuff like that. And it's a cool video of that cool neck through prostitute.
I love the comment.
Yeah, I did too. I hope you guys go to his video and leave a comment too.
Wasn't snarky like I leave on all the Dylan's videos under my alias.
Yeah, Matt Flaherty.
No, I have a whole bunch of them. Yeah.
So if you guys didn't get the email blast, check your spam file, or just go over to 3J Music YouTube and check out the video. Yeah, it's easy to find, and it's a cool video. So yeah. So anyway, I'm an easy person to shop for Christmas. So I was talking with Chris Hill at Odyssey Beer Works, and he was like, what do you mean you're an easy person? And I'm like, all I want for Christmas, if you don't know what to get me, or if you don't, some people want to get me, clothes so that I don't wear this kind of stuff. I get that. But if you're like, man, I really want to get Matt something, I can't spend a lot. What should I get him? And so I said ammo.
I was gonna make the joke, bullets.
Yeah. And he's like, well, I don't know what you have and don't have. And I'm like, look here. It doesn't matter. It is very likely that I probably have it, have something that bullet goes in.
Yeah. And
if I don't, is that what you're gonna say?
Well, no, I wasn't gonna say that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I know virtually nothing, but I do know that some ammo is a lot more expensive than other ammo.
Sure.
So you're probably not going to buy a bunch of the super expensive
460 stuff. Weatherby Magnum.
Yeah.
It's
you're gonna buy something,
$8 a shot. Yeah.
Fairly mainstream.
Yeah.
And you have all the mainstream stuff in which to unload those bullets.
But I'm betting you that if somebody bought me enough 404 Jeffries, I'd be like, man, I got to get something to shoot this in.
Well, that's like starting a new guitar project with a set of strings.
Exactly.
Yeah. I have a set of really expensive flat wound strings for a 12-string
and one
guitar.
Day,
Yeah,
that's right.
And I have a neck.
So Chris, what would you, if somebody said, man, I really want to get Chris something for Christmas, what would it be? No one's going to do it, but you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Although Brandon did get me ammo this year for Christmas. I have to take it home.
The
and wrap
happiest
it up.
Christmas ever. God bless us, everyone. I really don't want anything. I really don't need anything. Oh, steaks. Give me steaks. Yeah, meat. Yeah. Yep.
I think also, yeah, now this wouldn't work for Dylan. You could probably buy Dylan ammo, but he doesn't eat meat. So yeah, you couldn't buy him. But like for me, yeah, like bacon, yeah, fine.
Bacon of the month club.
That's terrific.
Steak of the day
club. I would love that. Yeah. Guys are easy to shop for. They are.
Until they're hard to shop for.
Yeah. So let's see what you guys want.
Cash for race car parts.
Who said that?
Nobody.
Okay.
I've seen several memes.
Jay says, what do I want for Christmas? More tools, always more tools, or a new guitar. Ben says at this point, all he wants is a day alone in the workshop. Lefty O says 1 box of 22 long rifles. Send it on. Yeah, we'll turn money into noise. Jay says, LOL, buy me an ammo that I don't have, and I'll buy a new gun for it. Matt needs a new limited major gun for USPSA. I would love to have that, but I'm not good enough. There was a time when I was doing competitions, mostly rifle, like lay there being still and shoot at stuff real far away with iron sights. One thing at a time. I was pretty good at that, but not like, I'm not like David Tubb or anything, but yeah. Well, action oriented. Well, yeah, David Tubb isn't as good as David Tubb. Gas card for the Buick.
Both of them.
Lefty says he just dumped a few grand on car parts today. Dan said his mom bought him a beautiful acoustic guitar, and Andrew St. Pierre kicked in $9.99, said towards the elephant gun. I don't think I could ever shoot an elephant, but I would like to shoot one of those big guns. I don't like to shoot anything except pieces of paper or pieces of steel that go bing. But man, something like that has that is like getting hit by a truck when the shot goes off. I think I would like to do that once. Yeah. Because I've shot like 50 BMGs, but those things weigh 50 pounds, and they have great big muzzle brakes. They don't weigh 12 or 13 or 15 pounds like a 460 does. So yeah. Anyway. Well, so what do you guys want for Christmas? And let us know. Maybe have you been good this year? Maybe Santa will bring it to you. Right? You don't know.
Possibly.
Yeah. Unless you've been naughty.
Yeah. Crinkle Mouse.
Yeah. What's Crinkle Mouse?
From Saturday Night Live. It's a skit from last night.
Okay.
That I watched. Yeah. It was the alien abduction thing where the one, I can't remember her name right now. Anyway.
Okay.
The other two always have a really great experience with these alien abductions.
Oh, yeah.
Way worse, and she ends up pantsless at some point, and then there's all sorts of fun rhymes.
Okay. Yeah. Like I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Always grassy knoll and gassy hole. That was one from last
That's
night.
a good one.
I think that was a repeat. But
that's a classic.
Anyway,
Dylan says he wants a TAC Pack subscription. Tom says 4570. I don't know if that means Tom wants a 4570 or he wants me to have one. Pete says get in touch with Kentucky Ballistics. Maybe he'll let you shoot his 995. I don't know. Maybe. Butch says he wants a very quiet compressor for his shop. Chris, is a trick question. How do you make your air compressor quiet?
I don't know.
Move it out of the shop.
I was going to say, put it in another building. Yeah. That's one way to do it. You'll still hear it. I had a fairly loud compressor, and it was a big compressor, and we built a box for it.
Yeah.
And insulated it, and that helped quite a bit. It wasn't super, super annoying. And it wasn't super hard to build a box, which was good because they didn't have a lot of money to do it. But yeah, that helped quite a bit. And I think there's some compressors that are just a lot quieter.
Tom says if it's quiet, it's broken.
If it's well, yeah. There's those ones that run off of basically a fish pump, an aquarium.
Oh,
pump
yeah, that's
for air inlet.
Quiet.
And they're super loud.
Oh
no, they're super loud, and they just go on and on forever.
Yeah.
The airless ones.
Brian Duncan says he'd like to jam with Billy Gibbons for Christmas.
Okay.
How do you set that up, do you think?
Oh, you just call him.
Who did
in the phone book?
Yeah, you just call him up. He's in Houston, probably, right?
Yeah,
or wherever. Well,
just call information.
Didn't we know somebody who knew Billy Gibbons, like a publicist or manager, or the guy who does Billy Gibbons stuff?
Does Billy Gibbons' beard?
Yeah,
probably just got just a beard guy.
Probably does.
Yeah, like forget everything else. Yeah. 2:00, I got to go to the beard guy.
I got to go to my beard wrangler.
Beard appointment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You know what? Okay, Brian, I can't help you this Christmas, I don't think. But next Christmas, I probably won't be able to get you to jam with Billy Gibbons, but maybe one of those hats. With like all the little guys on it.
It's like an African tribal king's hat or something like that. They swap hats.
Yeah, I think so.
Like
he usually wears a bandana and then that, and then like a cowboy hat or two cowboy hats on top. Yeah. Or I also think I saw a bandana, that, a baseball hat backwards, and a cowboy hat on top of it, I think.
Mm-hmm. And then one of those visors with the clear green.
Yeah.
That was flipped sideways and up. Yeah.
I think Brian Duncan could pull that look off.
Absolutely.
Multiple hats. Yeah. Yeah.
Multiple hats. I remember, do you remember when Guns N' Roses, the first time Axl Rose wore a bandana and a baseball hat, and all of a sudden everybody was wearing a bandana and a baseball hat?
Yeah. I think it's still a cool thing.
Yeah, I think so too.
Brian Duncan sent us another super chat and said, "Oh hell yes!" So I think he's ready for multiple hats.
Yeah. So maybe that's really what he wants for Christmas is multiple hats.
Here's something that you may not know, but whenever there's like I wonder what that's called, or it's something. Joy looks it up because she is inquisitive and wants to know, and so she looked it up and said, "It's a Bamileki beanie."
Oh, okay.
So yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, so yeah, I think, and what she's probably doing is seeing if she can get one special ordered for this Christmas, because Joy is actually says she looked it up years ago upon the first inquiry and just remembered, it's like I can't do that. I'm like because I know I looked it up one time. And I don't remember.
I'm going to go on record as saying it's a really dumb looking hat.
Oh, I think you could pull it off too, sir. I think we should all have them. Or how about this?
It looked like a scrub brush.
How about this? What if we all wore dashikis?
Sure, why not?
I mean, because
especially if we all
wore. And the reason I say this is because I'm watching this TV show and there's a kid who was wearing a dashiki today, and they made a big thing about it. And I just remembered that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on, guys. I would like to know more about what you'd like for Christmas and easy Christmas ideas for guys, and guys are easy to shop for. Ammo and steak, easy, done deal.
Yeah, when in doubt,
ammo and steak,
meat.
Yeah. What about ammo?
Sure. I can't use it. But maybe I can trade it for some steak.
I'm sure you can. Yeah.
So I don't know what the going rate is.
I don't know what it is either right now, but yeah. So what are you? Christmas is like right around the corner. We had our Christmas party last weekend. I forgot to talk about that. That was fun.
It was fun.
We had a lot of people come out and hang out with us. So Doc was here, obviously. Sir David Dangerous came and hung out with us.
Yep.
We hung out at Odyssey Beer Works with, of course, you and I were there. Joy was there. Chris Hill and Dina Hill was there. Of course, Jim Jam Jimmy was there. His lovely wife Leslie was there.
Mac was there.
Mac was there.
The Besses.
That's right. Ty, Melissa Bess, and Rob and Lisa.
Yeah, Rob and Lisa
came.
were there.
That's right. It was so it was a fun, and it was probably some. Did I say Brian was there? Because Brian was there.
Yeah, I don't think he did.
So we had people from all over the world and all over Colorado, and it was a good time.
Yeah, it was fun.
And we, had beers and gambled and
there was a charcuterie board, and I ate lots and lots of charcuterie.
Yeah, it was a good time.
And
So thanks to Chris and Dina Hill
birthday the next day. So there was
that's
ice
right. There was ice cream and cake.
Yep.
And meats. Yeah.
And
bring out
beer.
your finest meats and cheeses.
Yep. And Chris will eat them.
Okay. Dan says that you could absolutely pull that hat off, Chris. And Brian says, yes, Joy. Yes, I would buy one.
Do you remember when ZZ Top dressed basically in tracksuits with a baseball cap?
Yeah, I think so.
That was right after that first Eliminator album. Well, the first one after Eliminator came on. You can look it up on YouTube. Look up ZZ Top Tonight Show.
Yeah,
they're dressed in tracksuits with like a baseball cap and sunglasses on. They look
similar to what they.
Well, dorky in a different way.
Yeah.
Loring
says he wants a fruitcake shaped guitar for Christmas. I would like, everyone makes a big deal about how terrible fruitcake. I like it. I don't think fruitcake is bad at all.
I don't know that I've ever had a real piece of fruit.
Yeah, because sometimes there's that like brick that is.
Well, there's that, and then there's a bread called, excuse my language, Yulakaka. That's bread with all this candied fruit in it. Which sucks.
Oh yeah, because it's just like it's not like Wonder Bread, but it's not like.
Well, so
I know what you're talking about.
My family, when we talk about holiday traditions, that Yulakaka bread was one of our family traditions, and I hate that shit. And my dad and my sister love it, and so they would make it every year, no matter what. And it was like, oh, that's really fun. But they're baking bread, and that smelled awesome. But this rock hard candy crap, candied fruit in the middle of the bread, and ain't no amount of butter enough to cover the taste of that garbage.
Bob says, with caca in the name, what would you expect? Is that what it actually is called?
Well,
this hat is like,
actually, and I don't know that it's being pronounced right, but it's I think the actual the pronunciation might be correct, but the translation is Yule crap. Christmas crap. Yeah. Yulakaka. Yeah. Oh, that sounds good. I'll have some of that. Give me another slice of that Christmas crap.
Butch Landry says, remember the peanut butter incident of 2023?
Yeah.
Bullets and steak inbound.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But I don't. Okay. I'm not asking for bullets and steak. And I don't remember.
Can you send bullets to somebody else?
I
know you can send steak.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there's any regulations about that. I don't know, but peanut butter is remarkably easy
to ship. Anyway. Yeah, transcontinental. However you want to do it. Yeah.
Well, okay. So, Chris, let's bring the mood down a little bit here, which is hard to do with this hat on. But let's talk about are custom-made guitars dead?
Okay.
In a word, yes, absolutely, they're dead.
Okay.
No, I don't think so. I'm being facetious, right?
Yes.
But we hear a lot about, like custom-built instruments. They're not worth the money. My insert name of inexpensive import guitar thing here. And you guys who follow us, I know you like hang out with Dylan too, and Dylan gets this stuff. I think Dylan kind of courts some of that, but
courts some of the hate.
Well, maybe
towards that stuff.
Yeah. But so he gets a lot of that, But what do you guys think? And Chris, what do you think? Why is it that people say and I've never even seen a Harley Benton guitar. Never seen one.
Okay.
But I do know I have seen some inexpensive guitars. And I do know that unless like really, really know what an inexpensive or cheap guitar is, And unless you also know what a really, really expensive guitar is, you probably are just saying words and parroting things that people say on forums. Harley Benton's good, or it's just as good, or whatever. What say ye, Chris?
We talked about this a little bit earlier today, and I think rather than look at that end of it, you have to look at the other end. You know, it's just as good as fill in name of guitar here. Tell me about your experience with that guitar. That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
It's just as good as a Les Paul.
And you had
some Gibson Les Paul.
You had some really, really excellent points about this, and I want to get to them. But
okay.
We were. I was. You know what I was doing today? I was doing those little nubs on the end of the fretboard. And I'm like, I bet you people don't even realize how much time this takes. And they probably don't even notice the thing. And you don't get that.
Probably not.
Yeah.
And my question, the first thing that I thought is, how much experience do you have? The guy that says my Harley Benton is just as good as a Gibson, Fender, PRS, down the road. How much experience do you have with that PRS or Gibson or Fender?
99 times out of 100, I bet you it's close to zero for most people.
And the other thing that I think is going into Guitar Center and taking a hoochie guitar off the wall and playing it for 5 minutes is not a player experience.
What does that tell you?
That counts for almost nothing.
Zilch.
Yeah. You have to actually spend real time with that guitar, because I actually believe that when you get a new guitar, if you don't sit down and try and bond with that guitar, play it, and actually, get to know it, that up until that point, it's.
You had some really excellent points about what can you tell from a test drive?
Oh yeah, we related it to cars as well. And
let's deep dive into that a little.
Okay, so on a car, so you go to the dealer, you hop in, you drive it around the block, you drive it. Usually they have a loop that they like, so you drive it a little bit on city streets or whatever, community streets. You might jump out onto a highway. That's the way it works where I am. Then you drive it back, and so you go. So what do you think? You want to pick this one up?
Yeah, but what can you tell about a brand new or even a used thing? That's that you're going to be able to find out in 2, 5, 10 miles.
Well, and in the used thing, I think the deficiencies show up. But in a new car, should be no deficiencies. It should drive pretty well, feel pretty good, but you can't really tell a whole lot about it. Now, you may know other stuff about it going into it, or reviews that you've read from other places, but in that world, people do 6-month and a year-long test drive tests. And that's really when you get to know a vehicle, is after you buy it, and after oh shit, this thing's way worse on gas than they said, or the clearance sucks. Every time I go into the parking lot, it goes clunk. Or
whatever you say, it's different. Like when
you clean the dog puke off the back seat, you don't really know the car.
What's it like to drive that car on the ice? What's it like when it's 100 degrees outside? What is it when you got groceries, and how do you flick the thing and kids and stuff are running around? You don't get that full
how
experience.
Is it to park? How is it to can you see out of it? All that other stuff. Are the seats really that comfortable? In the long haul?
For a road trip. Do you get that my butt pain and Okay, Dylan sent us a super chat and says, I just looked for Harley Bentons on Reverb, and they were all used, and they were almost all listed as mint. Suspicious. And okay, and I don't mean to put Harley Benton up as a whipping boy, because I don't know anything about Harley Benton.
I don't know either.
They seem to be
in the overall scheme of things, they're probably some of the better and more quality controlled stuff. But I have no idea about any of that stuff.
And I'm not suggesting that an inexpensive guitar isn't something that's good for someone who's just starting out.
Yeah, we talked about that too. The original idea, I think, of low-cost guitars is for somebody kind of dipping their foot into the pool of guitar playing.
How about this? If you have a Squier and you learn to play on it and you rip on a Squier, that's cool. if you have been playing for a long time and you can't tell the difference between a Squire and the real thing, whatever the real thing, a Squire price point guitar and the real thing price point guitar, you don't play.
Right.
You're just a dilettante who's a tourist in the guitar world. And you go, that looks a lot like it, but if you can't tell the difference, that's because you're a novice. And there's nothing wrong with being a novice, but that's what you are. You are not you don't have the time in that you might say.
I think most people aspire to the good stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you get something, you get into it, you want the good stuff. You don't want more of the bad stuff that you started with. Yeah. Except the guitar world in a lot of ways seems like that's where it is. And I always think, you'll read a comment, I could never afford that guitar. Go count the number of guitars that you have in your house right now and add up what you paid for all those guitars. I bet you could afford that guitar. Yeah, I bet you have a bunch of $200 and $300 guitars laying around.
A lot of people spend money on dumb stuff. Not me, obviously.
Yeah, no.
But yeah,
no, this outfit.
Hold on, let me drink some of my Coca-Cola while I wear this
gratis. Yeah, but and for some people, it's more about the getting away with something.
I get that.
Or whatever. And because sometimes spending a lot of money. And I think Dylan can attest to this.
Yep. And Dylan's here.
Buying a custom shop guitar, it can be a goal, but it can also be a little daunting,
Yeah.
Buying a cheap guitar, okay. I got extra $300 laying around.
You know what? I never thought of it like that, Chris. And that's an excellent point. Because almost anybody who is in their 50s can probably swing a cheapo guitar that's just to see. But man, when you start plopping down that big money checks for a big money guitar, it is daunting.
It is. Well, yeah, a little bit. And then you're like, well, God, am I going to like it? Well, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And if not, there's ways out of it. But
yeah.
But yeah, would you rather buy one really, really good guitar next year or 5 cheap guitars?
I think if you say
that's actually a real thing. I think there are people that buy cheap guitars all the time.
Oh yeah.
One a month, 2 a month, whatever it is.
Well, you know what?
Maybe you don't even know that you know them, but I bet you know one.
I bet you.
Maybe
I know
you are one of them. I don't know. Yeah.
But you really summed it up, and with the whole daunting thing, I think that buying the good one, buying the boutique one, buying the expensive one means you have to have courage enough to take hold of the rudder of your life. And this is going to sound like a little more glorified, but you have to have courage to do it.
Yeah.
Because it is daunting.
It is. Well, and it's a big purchase.
It is big
in the overall scheme of now, not in the overall scheme of things. And, in the world of $70,000 and $80,000 vehicles.
Or $70,000, $80,000 guitars, which are probably out there.
Yeah, maybe not. In other worlds, or what's a new iPhone cost? A lot.
I have no idea.
Computers, a lot. TVs, not a lot so anymore. Much, but all this other technology costs a bunch of money, and and has an expiration date. The guitar doesn't.
Your guitar will be cool for a long time. It
will be, and might even be worth more money.
But
all these cheap guitars aren't going to be worth squat. And I think that's one of the things too. One of the reasons you don't see them on like the used market is because they're not worth enough to be able to take the time to do anything with. So they just get shoved into a corner and or modded until they're dead.
Yeah. And then they're like, then it's just a toss.
And then it's oh, well, I got this thing. And if you're into that, that's fine too. But and cheap guitars as projects, I think that's a completely different category.
Yeah, well, and unless that's all you. Well, I guess if that's what you're.
Well, and if that's what you're into, that's fine. But I think that's really what most people that buy that stuff are into. But you start putting money into it, then all of a sudden you're really in a hole.
Yep.
So yeah. So now go count the number of guitars that you have in your house, and then count how much money you actually have in them.
Yeah. Andrew St. Pierre says, imagine if people bought rifles like guitars. I love this Mongolian Ruger #1, and I can't wait to send a super high-powered round down from the barrel. That's pretty cool. Dylan says the potential for disappointment depends on how much I want the guitar, how little attention I pay to what the internet says about it. Guys, have the courage to do like Dylan does and grab hold of the rudder of your life and steer to what you want. And if what you want is something cool, you don't have to get the cheap one.
And I get it. And I've done it.
Mm-hmm.
I'd really like a really nice whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to save up for that, or I'm going to have to figure out a way to do that. And then something else comes along that looks pretty good.
Yep.
Looks shiny.
Yep.
Yeah. But it's not the same. And then you kid yourself, or you buy into it's just, no, it's really not.
Yeah.
I should have just waited and bought the real one.
And bought the
thing. And I fall prey to that stuff too. And I fall prey to,
I do.
Things that, are a little bit outside of the mainstream, like, or not the mainstream, but, and I think there's guns and there's cars and there's motorcycles and there's, I'm going to buy a wheelie bike.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, you going to buy a good one? No.
I just want to just fart around.
I mean, I have a regular bike, but I want to buy a wheelie bike, or I'm going to buy I think a bass 6 guitar would be a really cool thing to have.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy a good one. Oh, wait, they make a cheap one?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And you get it and you're like, okay.
Have you ever been disappointed with the good one?
No.
Whatever the good one is?
No.
Have you ever been disappointed by the cheap one?
Yeah, quite a bit. And, and really instead of sitting down with myself and going, okay, Chris, do you really, really, really need a bass 6 guitar?
Mm-hmm.
Or is this just something that you think would be fun because you like that one song?
Yeah. Yeah.
you like the lead guitar to Galveston, and that's okay. You're gonna play that? Okay, you buying a guitar just to play Galveston with?
Sure.
That's cool. And and maybe that answer is yes, maybe it's no. Maybe it's buy the cheap one and try it and see. But yeah, when you're buying cheap Strats and cheap Les Pauls, don't you already have a good one? Or one that's better than
Don't you really want? Yeah.
Yeah. So
yep.
Yeah.
So Mike says that the only reason to go for an expensive is to ensure low action playability. That's the only reason. But why can't we have that in $200? Well, Mike, I think you can get a reasonably good playing guitar for $200. But until you, and I'm not suggesting that you don't know, Mike, but until you play something that's got some mojo, or is the expensive one or the good one, to try and compare it to, it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing.
No, it's not the
it's
same
not the
thing.
same wood. It's not the same this, that, and the other.
Well, and even if all of that was the same, let's just talk about like maybe custom shop versus really good American stuff. The really, there's something else there, whether it's tangible, intangible, whatever it is, or let's talk vintage and new, and a 57 Stratocaster, a real 57, is infinitely cooler than a recreation. And
infinitely cooler than the Squire version of that.
Correct.
Now,
yes.
Not that any of this stuff is bad.
And none of it's bad. Yeah. And you have to find, I can't afford a real 57.
No,
I might be able to afford the reissue.
Yeah.
And that's cool. But
it seems to me that guitar buyers are fairly binary. It's either I will only have the good stuff, or I can only buy the cheap crap, and I have to have lots of it. In a world of compromise, some men don't, which also means most men do. So to Mike's point, why can't you have both? Well, Mike, you probably can get close. You can probably get 80% of the way there with an inexpensive guitar. But that doesn't mean that my rent is all of a sudden not $3,000 a month.
Well, and the other thing too is that all you're looking for in a guitar?
Yeah,
is good action.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's true.
I don't think
guarantee
so
that's not true.
Because when I don't play through an amp, I don't care what it sounds like. Well, I only play this electric guitar with super low action acoustically. So I don't care what the electronics sound.
If that was true, they wouldn't make colors.
Yes, right. I don't care what the color is.
I only care how it plays.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this one comes in red. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did you say red?
Yeah.
So, and there's, you can work on it. You can do this. You can do that.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you do one thing to it that's not standard like maintenance,
Mm-hmm.
I had to do frets, or I had to do this, or that's costing you money, whether it's your time and you're doing it on your own. And you can say, well, I would have just sat around watching TV if I wasn't doing that or whatever. But ultimately, time is money.
Some people are tinkerers. You and I are tinkerers.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we do. Basically, that's what we do for a living. We build guitars. But I enjoy, working on stuff, and I don't work on my own car.
Right.
But
I do.
But being a tool user is a fun thing, and it's
problem solving. It's all sorts of other stuff, and there's that whole aspect of it. But I think you either grow really old, really tired of that stuff pretty fast, and move on to something else, like kits or assembly or building your own, whatever, or you just do it because that's what you've always done. For a while I had this thing where if I couldn't play that guitar on stage, I wasn't going to own it.
Okay.
And I still had a bunch of guitars, and they were all basically the same exact guitar as far as what they could do or what they would do. Yeah. And that's pretty lame. So
you know what though, I kind of get that. I'm like, I like to have a lot of the same things.
Well, and you can have multiples of the same thing, but if everything's the same, I have 10 guitars and they're all basically the same.
Dylan says the guitar may be the sum of its parts, but the experience can't be reduced to technical specs.
I think that's true, and I think there's there's some, because I've owned stuff where every time you touch it, every time you see it, every time you play it, you're like, man, this is really cool. And I think he's going through that with his Gibson custom shop guitar, and and it may fade, it may not, it might be, he may sell everything else he owns and be like, this is it.
Well,
but that's
Dylan's got some really good guitars.
Well, yeah, and that won't happen.
We made some of them. Gibson made some of them.
Yeah, but
Fender,
that experience, and maybe he'll look to get that same experience out of something else. But I don't think, because I know I've gotten stuff and been like, initially fairly excited to buy it, fairly excited to get it. You get it, and you're like, nah, okay, what's next?
Well, Americans are really good at opening presents. They're not really good at enjoying presents.
Yeah.
Even if it's one you bought for yourself.
Yeah. And I think until you spend a bunch of time with it, you're discounting what it is. And it's,
I hear you, man.
Yeah. Are you a buyer? Are you a player?
Yeah. Or a collector.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with any of this.
No.
If you want to be any of those things, that's fine. The thing that irritates me is when you have to start hearing about how great it is. And it's the same guy every time.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the great. Yeah. This Firefly or this da-da-da or this blah, blah, blah. These things are great. Well, I had to do this, this, and this. But, just really.
Well, and just because Zach Wilde plays a show with the Hello Kitty guitar doesn't mean he's now the Hello Kitty at every show guitar guy.
Yeah, that joke's fun.
It's good. It's funny one time, and then that fades pretty quick.
Yeah,
and we're back to buying the cool stuff because cool things are cool because they're cool. Thank you, Carl Casarda. Loring says he loves the guitars he made here at 5280. And he says that they're all he wants to play. Now, that's a cool thing too. Like if you make your own stuff, why not? Right.
I think so. I think that's a real thing. I think, playing pickups that you made is super fun. Guitar that you made is super fun. I think because there's always that little bit of doubt in your head, at least for a while, like, hey, is this as good as some of my other stuff?
Yeah.
You know, and then ultimately realizing not only is it as good, but I prefer it maybe.
Yeah.
You know, I have a couple of those that, if I'm playing electric guitar, that's the electric guitar that I go to. And I might play some other stuff, but that's one that I always test it against.
What's your favorite guitar that gets the most playtime right now?
Of mine, the Blue Dahlia, the Super Casanova.
Oh, really?
Still gets a lot of playing
time. I would have thought it was your Icon.
Well, I'm talking electric guitar.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Like solid body.
Yeah. And then I made that SG2 thing. That's actually a really, really good guitar. And then the Icon, I play that all the time.
I think my Icon that Rod bought for me is absolutely one of my favoriteest things to play.
I play that guitar. Well, so except that guitar lives at Jim's most of the time.
Okay,
because I'm too lazy to take it home.
Yeah,
and but I love that guitar.
Mike says, I think because guitar making hasn't been automated yet, and it's still hands-on, and you'll never get the quality in the low end unless Paul Reed Smith is cracking the whip. Brian says, lowering the PRS I built at the shop is my new number one. Having said that, I'm really drooling over the fabric top PRS between Matt and Chris. Ooh la la. You know what? This thing is, we've got two of these, one with the trim and one with the hardtail, and they are super cool. Bob says, looking forward to my Icon and my level 4. In the meantime, my level 2 gets all of the love. Thank you so much, Bob. That is very, very cool of you. Lefty says, I bet Matt will make you a good deal on it, Brian. I don't know.
You like Brian.
But
business is business.
General Ethos says, I'm in the long drawn out process of building a Strat from parts, and I love the process. I get to choose everything that goes into it, and it's perfect for me. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, that's fun. And
So there's lots of reasons to buy lots of things at different price points. But if you can't tell the difference, it's because you are a novice.
Because you're not paying attention.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
It is. Yeah.
So, Chris, we've got a few more minutes to kind of kick the can down the road a little bit. What else are we working on this week? And why is the Cutaway Icon Workshop one of the most fun-looking things that we are doing?
Why is it? Yeah. Well, I think that'll be a really fun class. One of the things about that class that I really like is you get to design and cut your own cutaway.
That's right.
Don't ask me how that works.
Yeah.
Because I won't tell you. But you can go from no cutaway.
Yeah.
And we shouldn't call it the Icon class. We should call it something else.
I think we're calling it the semi-hollow body. But it's basically you get an Icon shape, and it's got a maple top.
Yeah, and then you get to design and cut the cutaway.
So what if you wanted like a Challenger cutaway?
Sure.
What if you wanted a pointier cutaway?
Yep.
What if you wanted here's one. What if you wanted the Dean Cadillac?
You could cut it off and flip it. It'll look dumb, but you could do it.
It's not quite like, because it's got like the Explorer horn.
Yeah, not that.
You can't add mass to it.
Yeah, well, maybe. I mean,
you could
make it, sort of droop down.
Kind of, yeah. You could make it have like the BC Rich Eagle reverse. That you could do that.
Yeah, you could cut that away and then put it on the top.
No, you
could
like
a tumor on your neck.
You could have it going this way. You could have it come out and down. Yeah.
So you take this, and you take that, and you glue it like here.
That'd be the seagull. The eagle had the horn that kind of goes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. But I'm looking forward to seeing what people come up with to do that.
How many Florentine cutaways do you think there'll be?
At least one.
How many?
Everybody says, "Can you do a pointy thing?"
Yeah,
you can do a pointy thing.
How many people do you think will go, I just want to make a plain one with no? The
at least one, I think.
That shape gets a lot smaller when you put a cutaway on it.
It does. Yeah. And it starts looking like a lot of other guitars. I mean, it already sort of looks like other guitars, but it changes it. It goes from sort of electric parlor guitar to electric guitar really, really fast.
Gary and Jay are both super excited to do the the semi-hollow workshop.
Cool. Yeah.
Gary says Mockingbird cutaway. We'll see what Gary comes up with when he's out here.
Yeah, Brian, he likes that headstock that almost has no headstock. So yeah, he's going to be the guy.
He's going to be the guy who makes something crazy.
Yeah. I actually have some ideas on just lopping it off, and I think they actually look pretty cool.
Okay, have you drawn any out?
No.
Okay. Brian says, "What if I want a Prince cutaway?" What does that mean? Is that like the okay? I'm looking at the Prince cloud guitar, but I think what he's talking about is that big. Yeah, the big.
No,
Brian.
It starts as that body, and you get to remove wood. You don't get to add.
You don't get to add stuff.
No. But yeah, it should be pretty fun.
Terry says an icon with double sharp cutaway sounds cool in my mind. Terry, I got to tell you, I drew that one out. It's pretty neat. It's pretty slick.
Yeah. But that's not something you can do in the class.
No, although you almost could. If somebody said I want to do a double cutaway one, you
could if they told us, but you can't
blank,
show up.
No, your neck blank's going to be weird. Your neck's going to be
it's going to be one of those. Yeah, hardly any,
and a bunch of tongue sticking out. Yeah, that wouldn't be cool. Yeah. No, you can't. It's got to be a single cutaway.
Yeah, single cutaway
or no cutaway.
Plus, the guitar is fairly traditional. I think even if you do two cutaways, it's still going to look really, really traditional.
We're going to have one to show you guys here pretty soon that we did. And remember, if you're in the Anaheim area, we're going to be debuting some really exciting stuff that we're doing in conjunction with someone you know. And it's going to be super, super cool. You guys will probably get to see it before the Wood, Wire, and Volts show in Anaheim. And I'm very, very excited to show some of these off. I think they're going to be so cool.
Yep.
There's a lot of Joy's making pizza and it smells good in the house. and Dan's wanting to know if that's something you might have smoked in college. No.
Pizza.
Yep. Kevzilla. Who's Kevzilla? That's not Kiki.
I don't think so.
Kiki has his own thing. Yeah. So we are now talking about Polish food. We're back into the holiday spirit. We've moved past the whole notion.
I cannot believe that it is less than a week away,
dude. I know. I've got this hat on,
and then here comes the balls to the face.
This stupid hat. Okay, well,
Chris took a ball to the face.
Dylan says we should have pickups next week. That's super cool. Thank you, Dylan. Ben says I was going to save up for the PRS class, but the semi-hollow may take its place. Ben, that was been so popular. We added. It says Ben. Ben, hold on.
Maybe a different Ben.
Ben Heinem.
Okay.
So this hat is awful. So the semi-hollow has been so popular that we had to add one of them.
Yeah.
If you let me know if you want to do one and we'll have a spot for it. But the PRS workshops are so fun too.
That's a really good class too.
Yeah.
I think those are, we haven't done the hollow body one yet, but I know I'm going to like it.
I know I am too. So. Yeah. Dan wants to know if there's going to be a reveal tomorrow. Is there? I mean, we could probably not, Dan. Probably not. We've got some stuff that.
But remember, we do this every time we say no. Maybe we end up doing one.
Yeah, maybe. I should put my regular hat on. We've got stuff that we can show off.
Now put this one on top.
But oh yeah.
Yeah.
We've got stuff that we could show off, but
there you go. Yeah.
But this is terrific.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got some sort of like pimp flavor going
on.
Yeah.
We've got some stuff we could show off, but you guys have kind of seen it already, but you kind of haven't. So maybe we will, maybe we won't. But let me tell you, we're actually doing holiday stuff and Christmas stuff. And so it's the likelihood of us having a couple of cold beers tomorrow is high at lunch.
Yeah.
So anyway, gang, well, we got to get out of here and let you guys go hang out with Dylan. So thanks for hanging out with us. I'm glad we made it through the show. Have a great holiday, everybody. We'll see you Sunday, if not before. Thanks for watching, y'all.